Chapter 2, The Prince and the Pauper. Tom's early life. Tom's early life. Now, in this chapter, we are going to discuss especially Tom's character, his life, his experiences at Awful Court. You know, Awful Court is Tom's birthplace, that housing complex. And we also come to know much about this Awful Court, Tom's family, everything related to Tom. Right. This chapter is very important to know your favorite character, Tom. Tom's childhood. Early life means childhood. Now, in this part of the chapter, the writer describes the houses of London of that time, right? Houses of London. And how people build up their houses. And in simple terms, a general image of the city of London of that time, 15th century. London was 1500 years old. 1500 years old, 1500 years old, was a great town. It had 100,000 inhabitants. Inhabitant means people. Something double as many, something double the number, or 200,000 inhabitants. The streets were very narrow. Streets were very narrow, not wide, very small and crooked, not even direct, crooked. And dirty, unclean streets, especially in the part where Tom Canty lived, especially the streets near the region where Tom Canty lived, which was not far from London Bridge. Now, Tom's house, Awful Court, is situated close to this bridge, London Bridge. The houses were of wood. Houses were made of wood with second story projecting over the first story. Second story, they are storied houses. The second story is projecting over the first. It means the second story is larger than the first story, and third story is larger than the second story, and fourth story is larger than the third story. Likewise, when the house grows up, it becomes wider and bigger, a strange building. And third, sticking, showing its elbows. Elbows means parts, out beyond the second. The higher the houses grew, higher the houses grows, the broader they grew. They become much wider. Broader means wider. They were skeletons, structures. Skeleton means structures. They were structures of crisscross beams. Crisscross beams. Beams means rafters and wood going here and there. Crisscross means with solid material between and coated with plaster coated. The beams were painted, these beams or rafters were painted red or blue, black, according to the owner's taste. And this gave houses a very picturesque look. Because of these colored beams, these houses have picturesque. Picturesque means very attractive, beautiful, picturesque look. The windows were small. There were small windows, glazed, fixed with glass windows. They are diamond shaped. These glass windows, diamond shaped, like the shape of a diamond. And they open outward. They open outward on hinges. Hinges means that metal part of the door that supports it and to open and close. Hinges, like doors. The house which Tom's father lived in was this part may not found in your book. Called Awful Court. Was called Awful Court. Out of Pudding Lane. It was small, decayed. Now underline. This is the nature of Tom's house. Awful Court. It was full of wretchedly poor families, miserably poor families. And this house is very small, decayed, old, rickety, shaking, packed means filled with wretchedly poor families. Canty's tribe, Canty's family, here tribe means family, occupied means lived in a room on the 3rd floor. Now, Awful Court is also a storied house. Tom's house is on the 3rd floor, 3rd story. It's only a small room, one-roomed house. The mother and father had a sort of bedstead. Mother and father had some bedstead. Now, bedstead refers to a bed in one corner. This is the one and only piece of furniture Tom's house has. But Tom, his grandmother, and his 2 sisters, Beth and Nan, had all the floor to themselves. Had all the floor to themselves. Where do they sleep? Other people sleep on the floor. They might sleep where they choose, where they select. Choose means select. There were the remains of blankets. Remains means pieces. There were some pieces of blankets. Blanket means some thick bed sheets. They are very thick to protect people from coldness or two. And some bundles of ancient dirty straw. In the middle of the room, there is a big straw. Hay. Piduru. What for? For sleeping. They sleep like animals. But these could not rightly be called beds. Actually, these are not real beds. They use this hay as bedding material. They were kicked into general pile. Every morning, they are collected into a pile and selections and parts made from the mass from this heap. Mass means heap at night for service. For service means for sleeping. Right. Every morning they collect into a pile, and when sleeping time comes, they take part of it and lay it over the floor and sleep on it. And sometimes they use straw to cover up their bodies to get rid of bitter colds. Right. Now this is Tom's house. This is Tom's life. You can see miserable nature. They are poor nature. They have no basic facilities. No furniture, no clothing, nothing. They live like animals. They live like animals. Very miserable life. Now, this is the nature of all poor people of that time. All poor people. Poverty. One theme of this novel, poverty, poorness. People's poverty. Right? The king does not pay any attention to people's problem. King, he does not think like our king. Even our king does not think of our problem. Like him, King Henry also does not think of people's problem, their poverty. Right. Beth and Nan were 15 years old. Now, you know, Beth and Nan, Tom's 2 sisters, twins. They are twin sisters. They were good-hearted, underline. Right. Ah. These are their qualities. Common qualities of these two girls and their mother. 15 years old. They were good-hearted girls. Physically, they are unclean, but internally, they are good. Unclean, physically unclean, but inwardly, they are clean. They are clothed in rags, ragged clothes. Even their clothes are torn. They do not have proper clothing. And profoundly ignorant, seriously, deeply. Profoundly means deeply ignorant. Ignorant means stupid, not educated. They do not know anything beyond awful code. Because during this time, education was not common. Poor people, they did not have any education. Only the rich people had education. That is another problem, another social problem these people have. Poverty, lack of education. Mark them down. Poverty, lack of education. Their mother was like them. Even Tom's mother had the same qualities. She is also physically unclean, but inwardly she is a good-hearted woman. But the father and grandmother, now writer refers to Tom's father, John Canty. Grandmother were a couple of fiends. Fiends means devils. It's a metaphor. Fiends is a metaphor used to describe Tom's father and mother. They are couple of, couple means two. They are two devils. What is the idea? They have all wicked qualities, evil qualities. They are not really parents, kind-hearted, loving parents. They are evil parents. They are not good-hearted, fiends. They got drunk. They even immoral. They have bad practices. They drink every day, whenever they could. Both mother and son take liquor together. Take liquor together. Then they fought each other. They fight with each other, or anybody else, or anyone else. Now you see, they are quarrelsome characters. Quarrelsome. They have no discipline, no order. They get drunk and fight with each other and fight with other people who came in the way. They cursed and sow. Cursed and sow means they blame. They use abusive words, bad words, always. They cursed and sow, always. Drunk. Whenever they are drunk or sober. Sober means not drunk. Right? Sober. That is the nature of Tom's father and grandmother. Right? John Canty was a thief. Now, Tom's father, his profession, job. What is the job? Stealing, thief. And mother, what is grandmother's job? Canty's mother's job, beggar, begging. Even Beth, Nan, Tom's mother, they are also beggars. This is their profession, way of life. Apart from begging, they have no other way of earning money because king has not supported them, or king has not given them economy where they can earn. They can only beg. They made beggars of their children. They means John Canty and Mother Canty, grandmother, make beggars of their children. They make their children beggars. They make their children beggars, but fail to make thieves of them. But they fail to make the children thieves. Fortunately, Tom does not become a thief. He only begs in the street. Among, but not of the dreadful rebel. Dreadful rebel means these dangerous people. The dangerous people of awful court. Among the dangerous people of awful court, they are inhabited. Inhabited means lived. They are inhabited in the awful court. A good old priest, a Christian priest, retired priest, whom the king had turned out of house and home with a pension. With a pension means a retired person with few farthings, some money. Farthing means the money used that time. like rupees, dollars, and something like that, a few farthing. He used to get the children aside. He used to get the children away and teach them right ways secretly. Now, Father Andrew is a good-hearted man. He is the teacher, secret teacher. He is the secret teacher to the awful court children. Huh? Because awful court parents, they do not want their children to be educated. Hmm? They do not want any education for their children. They want their children to beg in the street, that's all. Therefore, Father Andrew, he teaches these children right ways, ah, good values, good and bad things. This is good, this is bad. Hmm? Father Andrew's teaching. He does it secretly. Ah. Father Andrew also taught Tom a little Latin. Now, Tom becomes Andrew's student, the best student, because Tom attends these classes every day. Hmm. He's a good student. Therefore, Father Andrew teaches Tom some Latin. Latin is a language, the second language of England during that time. Latin. Latin text, how to read Latin, and how to read and write, even how to read and write Latin and English, both. And would have done with the done the same with the girls. Father Andrew could have taught the girls too, but they were afraid of jeers. Girls were afraid of jeers, mockings, jesters, laughs of their friends. Jeers means laughs. Who could not have endured such a laugh? Right. That's all. This part is not in your book. It's from the original book. Right. Now that is nature of Tom's uh, family members. Okay, let's write down comment after this place. Okay. Chapter 2, Tom's early life. Chapter 2, Tom's early life. Write down. In this chapter, in this chapter, in this chapter, the writer depicts, D-E-P-I-C-T-S, depicts a detailed picture, a detailed, D-E-T-A-I-L-E-D, detailed picture of Tom's family, Tom's family, Tom's family, awful court, and Tom's childhood, Tom's childhood, Tom's childhood. The chapter also manifests. The chapter also manifests some critical social and social and economic problems social and economic problems, the people of London suffered from, the people of London suffered from during Henry's time, during Henry's time. Full stop. Most of the people suffer from extreme poverty, extreme, extreme poverty, extreme poverty, comma, lack of education, lack of education, and other basic needs, other basic needs for life, such as clothing, food, and housing, such as clothing, food, and housing. Next paragraph. Tom's small house. Tom's small house is situated on the third story, on the third story of the large house Oval Court, of the large house Oval Court. Full stop. Tom's one-roomed house. Tom's one, O-N-E, one-roomed, R-O-O-M-E-D. Tom's one-roomed house is symbolic of poor people's miserable life, poor people's miserable life in London, in London. In London. There is only one piece of furniture. There is only one piece of furniture. There is only one piece, P-I-E-C-E, piece of furniture. in Tom's house. It is some kind of a bed. It is some kind of a bed. Some kind of a bed. Tom's father and mother used this bed, and all other people, all other members, all other members sleep on the floor. Sleep on the floor. Using some hay or straw. S-T-R-A-W. Using some straw as beds. As beds. Full stop. They have no protective blankets. They have no protective blankets for the bitter cold. Protective blankets for the bitter cold. Therefore, they protect themselves from the bitter cold. They protect themselves from the bitter cold by covering their bodies with dirty straw. By covering their bodies with dirty straw. Next paragraph. The writer also presents a detailed pictures, presents detailed pictures of Tom's family members. Tom's family members who live in this small house. Who live in this small house. Full stop. Tom's two sisters and his mother are introduced as physically, physically unclean, slatternly, Slaternly, Slaternly, slatternly women, but inwardly, Inwardly, inwardly good-hearted, loving characters. Good-hearted, loving characters. Please quote these words. Beth and Nan were 15 years old twins. They were good-hearted girls, unclean, clothed in rags, and profoundly ignorant. Go on writing. These women are not educated because during this time, education is limited only to the poor. Education is limited only to the rich and aristocratic, 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 royal. Simple meaning is royal. Aristocratic people. Aristocratic people. Full stop. Tom's father and grandmother. Tom's father and grandmother are completely different. Are completely different from mother and two sisters. Mother and two sisters. They are described as they are described as please quote, a couple of fiends. Put inverted commas. They are described as couple of fiends. Within bracket, devils. Devils, devils. couple of friends. Go on, write in. These two elders are immoral, badly corrupted, corrupted, badly corrupted, indecent, 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 in their nature, in their nature. Both mother and son, both mother and son get drunk and fight with each other. And everyone else at awful court. Their behavior and language, their behavior, behavior, their behavior and language are obscene, 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 indecent, and filthy, filthy, filthy. Refer to a dictionary for the meanings of those words. Filthy. Filthy means bad. Filthy. Full stop. Among these unpleasant people, there is one good character. There is one good character, comma, he is Father Andrew. He is Father Andrew. Andrew is, next sentence, Andrew is a retired priest and the secret teacher for the awful court children. And the secret teacher for the awful court children. He educates the children. He educates the children how to read and write, and the good way of life The good way of life. The good way of life. Awful court parents. Awful court parents. Do not value education. Do not value education much. And they want their children to beg in the street and to earn money. To beg in the street and to earn money. Okay. Then go back to the book again. Now we are going to discuss Tom's character development under Father Andrew's education. How education makes Tom a different person. You know, education can change your life, your way of thinking, your behaviors. Now, Tom is a beggar up to now. He does not know anything beyond awful court. But under Father Andrew's education, teaching, Tom becomes an educated, knowledgeable, well-disciplined child. Now let's see that transformation in Tom's character. Change. Transformation means change. Okay, go to next part where we stopped. All awful court was just another hive. Now, write again describes awful court's nature. Another hive. Hive means a colony of bees. Colony of bees. Mimesipodia. That is a metaphor used because it is congested with people, packed with people. Drunkenness. These are the common qualities, features of awful court. Underline. Drunkenness. Everybody drinks. Riot. There are fights, quarreling. Riot means brawls, fightings. Brawling, fightings again. Were the order. Were the order. The useless, useful life, usual life. There, every night. Now, usual life is drinking, fighting, killing, hitting, everything. Every night, nearly all night long. Every night. Sometimes all night long. They never sleep. Broken heads. People break their heads during these fights. As common as, it's very common as hunger. Hunger is another problem in this place. Hunger. People do not have enough food. Enough food. Sometimes a small piece of bread for the day. Because they are extremely poor. They have no money to buy food. Yet little Tom was not unhappy. He had a hard time of it. Now Tom also has very hard time, difficult time at awful court, but he does not understand it. He does not feel it. He does not realize it because he thinks awful court is the world. Only world he has. Tom does not know that there is another world beyond awful court. It was the sort of time awful court, all awful court boys had. Therefore, he supposed it was the correct, comfortable thing. Right. Now you see, Tom is like a frog in the whale. Frog in the whale. Like we Sri Lankans. We Sri Lankans are island people. They think this is the life we have. But there is a better life than this in other countries. Because we do not see that difference. We are like frogs in the whale, Lingemboagi. Now, Tom is like a character of a frog in the whale. He does not see the difference. He thinks awful court is the world, one and only world. But education changes him. When he come home empty-handed, when Tom comes home empty-handed means without money. Now every day, Tom must beg in the street and earn some money, and he must bring that money to his father. Whenever Tom comes without money, empty-handed, his father would curse him. Curse means blame. Father first blame him, and after that thrash him. Thrash means beat or punish. This is Tom's life at home. He's abused. He's an abused child. Abused by father and even by grandmother. And when he was done, when father was finished, the awful means a dangerous grandmother would do it all over again. Then grandmother would begin to beat him. Right? Tom does not enjoy happy life at home. It's a life without love. It's a life full of harassments, suffering. Tom never enjoys love at home. Father's love, grandmother's love especially. Tom's mother and two sisters have some love for him. But these two, these fiends, these devils, never show love. And that way, in the night, his starving mother, hungry mother, would slip to him stealthily, secretly. Stealthily means secretly, with any miserable scrap. Miserable scrap means some food, bad food, tasteless food. Miserable scrap means, or crust, scrap or crust, both. Some miserable scrap or crust, some tasteless food for Tom. Because father does not give him food if Tom does not bring home money. When he comes empty-handed, it means he has to go hungry all night long. All night long. Right? Hungry herself, notwithstanding, she was, right? Often caught in the sort of treason. Now, this part is not in your book, don't worry. And soundly beaten. She was often soundly beaten. She was often soundly beaten. Even mother is beaten by her husband for showing mercy to Tom. Now you can see Tom's miserable life at home. No love, no food, no kind treatments, no recognition, nothing. Right. Tom's life went alone well enough, especially in summer. He only begged just enough to save himself, for the laws were stringent. Mendicancy means begging or beggars, were stringent. Stringent means very strict, very tough, stringent. What is this? In London, begging is a crime. Note it down. Hinga kayama aparadaya. In London, begging is a crime. All beggars are punished. What a paradox. They do not have food. They do not have money. They suffer from hunger. They beg in the street, and begging is a crime. Hunger is a crime. Simply it means hunger is a crime. Penalties, there are heavy punishments. Penalties means punishments. Now, therefore, Tom begs only to find some money for father to get rid of his beating. After that, what does he do? So he put in a great deal of time, good deal of time, much time in listening to good Father Andrew's charming old tales about the legend giants, fairies, dwarf, genie, and enchanted castles, and gorgeous kings and princes. Underline. This is what Tom does in his leisure. In his leisure time. Tom does not have a smartphone. His smartphone is Father Andrew. He goes to Father Andrew to listen to old tales, old stories. Tales and legend means old stories about giants, big people, fairies, angels, dwarf, small people, genie, Aladdin's genie, genie, and enchanted castles, ghostly castles. Enchanted means ghostly, haunted. Castle means palaces, haunted palaces. Gorgeous, very beautiful. Gorgeous means very beautiful. Kings and princesses. Now, Tom loves to learn these, know about these people, places, and stories. Now, Tom loves his education. Now, Tom can read books. Because of Father Andrew. He gathers knowledge. He gathers knowledge, extra knowledge. Now, Tom knows that there is another world beyond awful court. Another world, new world. Now, your education opens your door to a new world. Your education opens your door to a new world. That is why parents give you good education. His head grew to be full of these wonderful things. Now, Tom's head is full of this wonderful knowledge. Things means here knowledge. And many a night, every night, as he lay in the dark, slept in darkness on his scant and offensive straw. This part is not in your book. Don't worry. This is from the original book. Hungry, tired and hungry, and smarting from his thrashing. This part is not also unleashed. He unleashed. Unleashed means let go. To let go or let loose. Unleashed. His imagination, his thinking, and soon forgot his aches and pains in delicious picturing. Delicious means in beautiful images, picturing images of a charmed life, happy life of a petted prince. Petted prince. Petted prince means much looked after, much loved prince in regal palace. Underline. Now this is Tom's desire now. Now Tom's target, aim, ambition. Now education gives you some ambition. Now Tom also has an ambition. What is the ambition? One desire, one ambition here, or one wish. Desire means came in time regularly to haunt him, trouble him, day by day. What is that? It was to see a real prince. Now Tom has one ambition, one desire, one wish. What is that? To meet a real prince with his own eyes. Now Tom knows there are better people than the people at Offal Court. There is a new world beyond the Offal Court. Now Tom's ambition is to go to this new world, right? He often read all priests, all books, and got him to explain and enlarge upon them. Now every day he goes to Father Andrews. He begins to read and to listen to Father Andrews. His dreamings underline. His dreamings and readings work certain changes on him by and by. This is Tom's change, transformation. I told you, Tom's transformation from a beggar boy into somewhat educated boy. Transformation, not it down. Tom's change. What brings about that change? Dreamings. Dreamings means thinking. Readings. Tom's reading and thinking makes him a different man, different person, gradually. By and by means gradually. His dream people were so fine. They were very fine. He grew to lament. Tom grew means became to lament. To lament means to worry. Tom became to worry about his shabby clothing. Shabby, old, torn clothing and dirty clothing, his dirt. Now Tom is worried about his clothing. Now Tom knows there are better clothing than his clothing. Now he is worried about his dress. It is dirty, it is torn and shabby. Now he wishes to be clean. Now Tom wants to be clean, a clean boy and better clad, nicely dressed boy. Now this is change. This is his change. Change of attitudes, change of thoughts, feelings. Now Tom knows he is unclean boy. His clothes are shabby, old, and now Tom wants to be a clean boy in a clean suit, right? That changes are brought about by education. He went on playing in the mud. In the mud means in the water. He went to play in the water in the same and enjoying it. But instead of splashing around, playing in the Thames. Now the Thames is the river in London, famous river. Now every day Tom goes to this river with other boys to play solely. Solely means merely for the fun, but he began to find an added value, some extra benefit. Now Tom finds that this playing has some extra benefit. Chance, what is it? Because of the washings and cleaning it afforded. This playing in the water washes his dirty body and clothes. Therefore, Tom goes to Thames every day, not only for playing, but also to wash his clothes and dirty body. Because now he wants to be a clean boy. He has no extra clothing. He has only one piece. Only one. He has no extra clothing to change. Only one piece. Underline, by and by, Tom's reading and dreaming about princely life wrought such strong effect upon him, and he began to act like the prince unconsciously. Now, this is very important. Now Tom's habit changes because of education. Now Tom does not behave as a beggar boy. Now Tom behaves as a prince unconsciously, automatically, unknowing to him. Now it becomes a habit, as a habit. What is his habit? Now he walks like a prince, he speaks like a prince, he thinks like a prince. Everything is princely now. Marvelous change because of reading and dreaming, reading and thinking. Father Andrew's education, right? His speech and manners, I told you, curiously ceremonious, functional, ceremonious, formal and courtly, royal. Now not beggars' manners, no beggars' speech. Now Tom's manners, behavior, speech, words are all highly formal, neat, and royal, well cut language, behavior, to the vast admiration and amusement of his intimates. Intimate means friends. Now Tom's friends enjoy Tom's change because Tom is a different character in his society, different person in his society. Education makes Tom an outstanding person, highlighted person, a celebrity. What is celebrity? A famous person in society. That is education. Therefore, learn well. Then you will be a celebrity in your society, right? But Tom's influence among these young people began to grow day by day. Tom's influence is very high now. Everybody appreciates Tom. He becomes famous every day. And in time too, he became looked up to by them with a sort of wondering, oh, this part is not in your book, don't worry. He seemed to know so much. He seemed to know so much. Now Tom does appear to know so much. What is the idea? Now Tom is a knowledgeable person. He could do and say such marvelous things, wonderful things. And withal, not only that, he was so deep and wise. Now Tom is a wise man. Tom's remarks, Tom's performances, Tom's remarks means words, performances means actions, were reported by the boys to their elders. And these also presently began to underline. Now this is Tom's situation in his society. Now even the elders, elderly people, parents, other parents, not Tom's parents, other parents begin to discuss Tom Canty's character. They regard Tom as a most gifted, extraordinary, unusual. Gifted means talented, skillful, most skillful and extraordinary, unusual creature. Creature means animal, here child. Even full-grown people, elders, full-grown people means elder, brought their perplexities. Perplexities means their problems. Brought their problems for Tom, to Tom for solution. Find some answers. You see, now Tom becomes a person like Mahaushadha. You know Mahaushadha's story in the Jataka story. Ummagga Jataka. Now, like Mahaushadha, Tom is also famous and all elders come to Tom to find some solutions to their problems and were often astonished. They were often surprised. Astonished means surprised at his wit and wisdom. His intelligence and wisdom Wit means intelligence and wisdom. For his decisions, he gives decisions much intelligent and wise. In fact, he was become a hero. Tom became a hero to all. Tom is a hero to all of our court, except for his family, but not for his family. His family members do not consider Tom as a gifted child. That is common. That is common. Right. Now you can see Tom's character development and the father Andrew's education. Now Tom is not really a beggar. Tom is really a prince by heart. Privately, after a while, after some time, Tom organized a royal court. Tom organized means made a royal court at Awful Court. He was the prince. Now Tom is the prince there. His special comrades, his special friends, comrade means friends, they were guards, chamberlains, equerries, lords and ladies in waiting, the royal family. Daily, every day, the mock prince, this false prince, Tom, was received with elaborate ceremonials, with great functions. Complex, elaborate means complex, ceremonials means functions, with complex functions, borrowed by, taken by Tom from his romantic readings. Now, what does he do? Now, Tom has organized a playhouse, a palace. Now, in this palace, royal court, Tom is the prince, mock prince, and his friends are the guards and other characters of royal family. He enjoys now. This is Tom's life. This is Tom's world now. Right? This is Tom's world now. Okay. Right. After which, after this play, he would go forth in his rags and beg a few farthing, beg some money, eat his poor crust, eat his bad food, take his customary, usual cuffs and abuse. Cuffs and abuse means beatings and blames, and then stretch himself, sleep on. Stretch means sleep, his handful of foul straw, dirty straw. He sleep on dirty straw and resume, continue in his empty, useless grandeurs. Grandeurs means great pictures of the royal family and royal people. And still underline. One desire to look just once upon real prince. Tom has one desire to look just once upon real prince. In the flesh grew upon him, day by day, week by week, until at last it absorbed all other desires and became one passion. Now Tom has one passion, one desire. Passion means desire. What is one passion? To see a prince, real prince, in the flesh. In the flesh means real, live prince. That is one desire, to meet a live prince one day, day by day, every day, week by week, every day. This desire develops and it absorbed, it deleted all other desires, all other wishes. Now he has only one desire, one ambition, to see a real prince. A real prince. Right. Okay. Let's write down a subtopic, a subtitle. Tom's changes under Father Andrews. Tom's changes under Father Andrews' education. Tom's changes under Father Andrews' education. Go writing down. Tom's character. Tom's character comes under. Tom's character comes under some drastic, drastic, and radical changes in Father Andrew's association. In Father Andrew's association. Father Andrew's association. Father Andrew conducts a secret classes on the education of the awful court children. Education of the awful court children. Tom becomes an active student. Tom becomes an active student of Andrew's secret classes. Whenever Tom is free from his begging, he secretly attends Father Andrew's secret school. Father Andrew's secret school, and learn to read and write Latin and English. And learn to read and write Latin and English. Latin and English. Tom uses Father Andrew. As much as he can. To gather knowledge. From him. gather knowledge from him. This new knowledge makes Tom, this new knowledge makes Tom a new person. New person. Tom realizes that there is a new world and new people beyond awful court. Beyond awful court. Beyond awful court. This new knowledge gives Tom, this new knowledge gives Tom an ambition for life. An ambition for life. An ambition for life. Now Tom's ambition is to walk into this new world, is to walk into this new world and to meet those people. And to meet those people. And to meet those people. This new knowledge and education changed Tom's way of speech, way of thinking, and way of behavior. W-A-Y, way of behavior. Way of behavior. Now Tom understands that his clothes are shabby and dirty. His clothes are shabby, S-H-A-B-B-Y, shabby and dirty. And wants to be clean. And wants to be clean and nicely dressed. Like the royal people in Father Andrew's books. Like the royal people in Father Andrew's books. However, Tom has no way of. Tom has no way of. Becoming a nicely dressed person because of his poverty. Poverty, poorness, because of his poverty. But he, but he decides to keep himself clean. But he decides to keep himself clean by playing in the Thames every day with his friends. Now, Tom's behavior is also princely and royal. Princely and royal. His words are the words of a wise man. His words are the words of a wise man. Wise man. Gradually, Tom becomes the hero, the hero and the celebrity, celebrity, celebrity at awful court, at awful court. Even the elderly people, even the elderly people visit Tom, visit Tom to find solutions for their difficult problems, for their difficult problems. And these solutions will answer their problems, will answer their problems. Next paragraph. However, for Tom's family, for Tom's family, he is not such a hero. He is not such a hero. Every day, He must beg in the street. He must beg in the street to collect some money, to collect some money for his father. If he comes home empty-handed, if he comes home empty-handed, his father and grandmother will beat him severely, severly, severely, and keeps him hungry all night long, and keeps him hungry all night long. Tommy is an abused child. Tommy is an abused child in his own house. In his own house. Own house. Okay, that is the end of that comment on chapter 2. Now, last part of chapter 2, you better read it yourself, right? I have discussed the most important part. You can read yourself this part and this part along with your single translation, right? Okay. That is the end of the discussion on chapter 2.